By the way, TikTok debates are such a funny and such a deeply unserious way to do this, though, because the format itself, like the format itself is so funny because they just keep slapping stuff on your face, like by gifting you emojis. They, and let me tell you, okay? Let me tell you. A lot has taken place in the world of Hasan HasanAbi Piker. You never said you were going to do a TikTok live stream. I didn't know that I was going to do a TikTok live stream. It was impromptu. Also, why are you freaking out? Who cares? But yeah. Last night I ended the broadcast and I thought, I'll go on my TikTok For You page. And I was browsing my TikTok For You page and I came across a face that I recognize. His name is Dean. He's liberal Spider-Man, if you guys remember. Okay, liberal Spider-Man. And it's funny because I was like literally as I was scrolling, he was like, "Oh yeah, I just watched the content nuke like that Ethan Klein had made on him, and everybody thought that I hate Hasan, but like Hasan is actually very formative in my in my development, like in my understanding of like being an activist and all this stuff." And literally as I was scrolling, because he was right there, I was like, "Oh dude, this is hilarious. I'm right here. Like I'm literally watching and you guys are talking about me. That's crazy." So I joined in on the fun. And then of course, Harry Sisson, my goat, my DNC operative goat, he also joined in. This guy, his name is Matt. He was on. This other Matt was on. He's also another one of those liberal Jubilee debaters. And I think Chris is also another guy that people say is like a DNC operative. And then Mason joined afterwards as well. But in any case, it was a great conversation. His name is Parker. Oh, sorry, Parker, not Matt. I don't know why it says Matt. Mason joined as well. As you guys know, this HasanAbi sleeper cell. And we just had a variety of different conversations. I tried to give him like some advice as a content creator, like an older content creator in this industry, urging them to not hyper focus on just debates and what some of the trappings are in terms of like what some of the issues are. Unk advice, basically. What some of the issues are when you do like predominantly debate content, stuff like that. Talked a little bit about the way that people perceive me as well. People gave you money during it? Yeah. Apparently I made a cool 200
supporters.
But here's a piece of it.
And I think even you called me way too libbed out for this when you were reacting to my Jubilee episode.
I think it was the immigration stuff, maybe.
Immigration policy. Yes, I wanted to ask you about that. So, in accordance with the stance...
I really appreciate one thing, especially from Dean, and that is he is very open-minded. He is very, very open-minded. Like, he hasn't had that, like, I've already established my worldview where I'm like, I'm gonna hate you, and he could very easily do that. All of these guys could very easily do that. They're definitely much more Democratic Party adjacent than I am. I think part of that is because of age. Like, and this is not in a disrespectful way. I think when I was younger, I also had more of a firmly held belief and commitment in the Democratic Party. And then like you go through numerous election cycles and then you basically turn around and you start realizing like, oh, this is not working. Like this is truly disastrous. But it's nice to see them be open-minded.
Stance that I either shared on the Jubilee episode, or I could just kind of reiterate my thoughts on immigration now. I'd love for you to tell me why I'm wrong.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, first, I guess, okay, we'll start with border policy. So border policy, what I want in my best version of the world is as many ports of entry that operate as efficiently and as quickly as possible with screening processes that specifically expel and do not allow people into the country that have committed violent crimes. And then for undocumented migrants that are already in America, for undocumented migrants that have committed violent crimes, to deport them. And for undocumented migrants that have not committed violent crimes, to offer them a pathway to residency or citizenship.
Okay, so you don't want to deport undocumented migrants that haven't committed crimes, but undocumented migrants that have committed crimes, you want to deport them.
Specifically violent crimes, yeah.
No, specifically.
By the way, TikTok debates are such a funny and such a deeply unserious way to do this, though, because the format itself, is so funny because they just keep slapping stuff on your face, like by gifting you emojis. They just they kept putting like a cowboy hat on my head and a mustache. They had like a panda that just like kept kissing me. It was so funny. TikTok live UI is so unhinged. There's like corgis shaking asses all the time. Yeah. For my boomer ass, I was like, this is the most insane thing that I've ever encountered. Like, this is the most insane thing that I've ever done in my life. Megaphonics kept paying for a corgi that shaked its ass. It was weird. Yeah. And then he just comes in here and acts like this is something that, randomly happened. I just want to know how he even knew to get set up for monetization on TikTok. Like, do we really think this guy knows how to set that up? I don't know if it might be Ostenox that set it up. But if he did, it's probably going to his pocket, and more power to him if he did. But I don't think we monetize on TikTok at all. If we do, I have no idea how we do it. So I truly don't know. I truly don't know how the hell that happened. But I do know one thing for certain. I kept seeing Megaphonics pay for ass shaking corgis on the timeline. That was weird. Mr. Wife Guy over here, he's moved on from being a Democratic Party mega donor to just like a ass shaking corgi mega donor. It's weird. I guess he has to funnel his funds somewhere. You know what I mean? Mr. Music Trailers over here. But yeah, it is what it is. It's fine. He just loves doing that. I don't know. You take the last dollar out of your naive fans' pockets, I will divorce. What? Dude, I don't even know how to monetize on TikTok. I barely monetize on YouTube. All of my content is free. You can watch this for free. Okay, you're joking. All right. Well, regardless, let's keep going. Right.
Okay.
Because I had a good bar here. You guys are familiar with my counterpoint on this, but I got the debate. I got the debate bros to put some respect on it. The old dog still got some tricks up his sleeve. All right, watch this.
Specifically violent crimes, yeah.
No, specifically
W. Dean.
Okay. So, well, I guess the only thing that I would disagree with is if an undocumented migrant has caused a violent crime, I would want the American court system to handle it and actually imprison that person rather than allowing them to be free. Like, I don't want this to get a trip back home, you know what I mean? And then just be like, all right.
You know what? That's a good point. So if we would do like the deportation of undocumented migrants that have committed violent crimes, it would be conditional given where they're deported would be where they land in a jail cell.
Or I would rather house them in the American carceral structure to ensure that they are actually serving, to ensure that they're just served. Here's a good debate tactic.
That's actually a great argument. I think it's a great point.
Ask Republicans every time they say, I want undocumented migrants that have caused crimes to be deported. Ask them, why do you want racists to roam free if they did a why do you not? Let's say an undocumented migrant is done a heinous.
It's cooking with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Why have I never thought of that? What the?
I haven't thought about that either.
Look at that, reaching the youth, giving them debate tactics. Okay, giving them debate bars. Look at that. But yeah, I elaborate. We talked about it. We talked about it more in terms of like how silly the underlying premise is for this argument as well, and how like what is this? This is you in that room when grandma realizes her pussy is the reason for everybody in the room. That's a crazy meme. That is a insane meme, dude. I know someone killed by undocumented migrant. I'm not Republican at all, but they gotta go if they not undocumented. I don't understand. Why do you want them to roam free, man? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not saying that's the craziest part about this. This is not about like me being nice about undocumented migrants. This is probably the opposite. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Wait, what? You didn't even say anything? You just said normal shit? Yeah, normal shit to you because you've been in here for 36 months. You've heard me say these things a million times over. Okay? Like when a undocumented migrant does a heinous violent crime on US soil to another undocumented migrant or to an American citizen, okay? I don't think that they should get a free trip back home. I think they should go to prison. Like, what are we doing? I'm not that woke, okay? If you think I'm that woke, let me tell you, I'm not. I'm not that woke. I think if you do a rap, you should go to jail. Maybe that's the appropriate thing here, you know? But I don't understand why like Republicans on the other side are basically, if Republicans on the other side are just advocating that like, nah, they got one for free. They should be released. You know what I mean? They should just be released. No, I know the argument is that America shouldn't be paying for the imprisonment, but I still agree with you, except America is not paying for the imprisonment of that person for the sake of that person. America is paying for the imprisonment of that person for the sake of the victims. Okay? That's what doesn't, that's what doesn't make any sense. I think people have just completely lost the plot in terms of what the criminal justice system is supposed to do. Okay? That is what's so weird about this process. Like, I don't want child roaming free and getting a free trip back to whichever country they came from if they are a child sex offender and also an undocumented migrant. This is, of course, still a conversation that we're having on an established faulty premise. Two faulty premises. One, undocumented migrants are responsible for a larger share of crime per capita than natural-born U.S. citizens. This is wrong. It is the exact opposite. So that's the first faulty premise. The second faulty premise that Republicans operate on is the false notion that the previous administrations, Democrat or Republican alike, have not actually prosecuted severe crimes that undocumented migrants have committed. Okay? They have. You're out of your dang mind if you think that, like, the Biden administration, and I hate Brandon, right? He's a side there. F that guy. He was a carcass. But even that carcass's DOJ wasn't going around being like, oh, are you Guatemalan and you did a well, I guess you're free to go then, sir. Please, your first is free. Like, is that what you think? Like, that's what the Republicans think. They unironically think that that is what was going on. That is a completely psychotic way to operate. It's a great debate tactic, but how does this line of reasoning not fall into the NIMBY mindset that people don't care if it's not in their perceived community? I don't understand how this has anything to do with the NIMBY, but you saw the new Al Gaza vid is AI Gaza vid is Trump like a dictator. Pretty gay video. Also, Asman said JD Vance is a fan of him. That is two incredibly insane things. I think everyone is going crazy over the AI Gaza video. I will talk about it. Yes, of course I will talk about it. Calm down. We're going to get there. As in the criminal, I'll be free in a different country so they don't care. Yeah, but they don't understand that that's not how that works. Okay? That's not how this works. One, that person still has the capacity to come back into the United States of America illegally. That's number one. Number two, what do you mean they should get to roam free after doing a crime? That's just, you're doing harm to the victims in that situation. It don't make no dang sense. Okay? Anyway, this is when I didn't understand what the number was above my head.
So that number above your head is $200.
Yeah.
Bro, why are you guys giving money to a millionaire? What the fuck's wrong with you?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Did you just do a money spread on a TikTok?
God.
Wow.
I don't know how to collect this money. I don't know how to. I don't think I get paid off TikTok.
Yeah, bro. We got.
Yeah. I'm such a boomer, dude. I don't know what that 44K was, but apparently it was like bits. How do you explain to leftists that we don't need to reinvent leftism like the right does fascism to have a successful movement? I don't know. Who's trying to reinvent leftism? But yeah, that's it. And then look, I did that until late into the night, until like basically 11 p.m., which was bedtime for me. Went back to bed. Went to bed, passed out. Woke up early. You already know what I did. Woke up early. Oh, yeah, this was crazy. I saw this Daily Mail article, which is insane. YouTuber Destiny, 36, is accused of revenge porn by 4 women, but claims he's the victim of the leak. That is an insane article title. But